Hey everybody, welcome to my channel Firefly Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for Aquarius, okay? A general reading. This is a reading for the collective, a general reading, so it might not resonate exactly with your situation, but take the messages that do. So I'm going to be doing some tarot, probably using a different deck as well, and then I'm going to be using some written messages that Spirit helped me to come up with at the end of your reading. So yeah, this is just going to be general guidance for my Aquarius people. This is a timeless reading, by the way, so this is not going to be specific to February or, you know, any particular weeks or months. This is just whenever you happen to find this video, these are going to be the messages that you need to hear at this time, Aquarius people, okay? Is it Aquarians? Is that what it is? So Spirit, please provide us with messages for Aquarius, please. Any guidance and messages that they're meant to hear at this time for Aquarius. Spirit, what are the messages for Aquarius? I think I need to shuffle one more time. I felt that. All right. So, Spirit, please provide us with messages for our Aquarius signs. All right, so let's take a look at your present energies, Aquarius, and let's see what's going on in your situation right now. Just presently, okay? So, Spirit, what's going on for Aquarius? What is their present energies for Aquarius? Spirit, what's going on for Aquarius right now? Okay, Spirit, what's present energies for Aquarius, please? Present energies for Aquarius right now. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups, and we have the Eight of Cups. So already it's looking like there is some kind of a new opportunity in love. Some kind of a little peek, glimpse of an offering, and it does look like you're moving away from a painful situation or a disappointing situation. So that's what we see already. There's more, but let me get some more cards, okay? So, Spirit, what are the messages for Aquarius right now? The present energies for Aquarius at this time? Spirit, what are the messages for Aquarius, please? Present energies for Aquarius. Whoa. Alright, I'm not sure if that's too many, but honestly, it might be the perfect amount. So we have the Nine of Wands, the Hermit, the High Priestess, the Ten of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. You have three major arcana cards that have already come up, so you're in a really important transition time and a time of learning lessons in your life right now. You have been through, you've been through the ringer? That's what it looks like? The guy on this card, look at his face. You're super tired from learning really hard lessons, okay? Not to mention another painful ending, okay? So this is what's going on now. You have two cards of some kind of ending or walking away from something, something painful, disappointing, or discouraging, okay? You see the darkness in both of these cards, this one in particular. And there's a theme of red as well. I think that basically something that you were very passionate about, something that you took a lot of action on. Okay. So some of the supporting energies beneath the situation, you have the Hermit and the High Priestess, both very powerful major arcana cards. So you have the power of intuition. Now, why have not you been using it is the question, right? You have powers of introspection, but definitely some resistance or hesitation to do that. Okay, so that's what I'm sensing here. So currently you're at a turning point, Aquarians. This is a turning point for you that will lead you into the new stage of your destiny. Okay, that's what the Wheel of Fortune is all about, where it's going to be less focused on material things, less focused on the nonsense or drama from before, and focus then on more important matters. So matters of the spirit, matters of personal growth, whatever it is that you're moving on from. Okay, so you have 2 9s here in your spread so far, and you have 2 10s. Okay, you have the Hermit 9, you have the 9 of Wands, then you have the 10 of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune, which is number 10. You're at the end of a cycle. You're beginning a new cycle. You're ending a cycle of pain, tiredness, and frustration, and just being so fed up with whatever it was that was wasting your energy or spending your energy. The good news is that there is an offering right now of some kind of either love, something filled with some kind of emotion, some kind of help, some kind of spiritual information for some of you. Okay, I'll get more cards for you to clarify that, but there's currently in your sights already this new offering, but I think some of you might not be aware of it. Okay. So like I said, the High Priestess is here. And it's your intuition that has actually saved you and brought you some balance. It's just that it took you a while to tap into it. But I think that it's your intuition and possibly messages from the, your spiritual sense, maybe your guides or maybe spiritual people in your life that have given you even more confirmation. But yeah, there was this hesitation to come into your power with your introspection and your intuition. Because of, I think, I would say for some of you it was fear, for some of you it was stubbornness, or like, not wanting to mature. That's only for some of you. For others of you, it might have just been you were in a difficult situation, sort of like in a pickle type of a thing, which was kind of not allowing you to see things clearly. So this is what's going on currently, right? Okay. Let me take a look briefly at some of the past energies for you, Aquarius. Okay. Because to me, I always want to see what led us to this point, right? All right, so Spirit, can you please show us the past energies for Aquarius? For Aquarius, please. The past energies, what was going on that led to this point, please? All right. We have the 4 of Pentacles, so feeling some kind of fear of loss and wanting to hold on to something really tightly. So for some of you, it might have been finances. For some of you, it might have been relationships, or a friendship. Whatever it was, you were afraid and you were holding on tight to it. So it's like a mindset of scarcity, kind of, right? And wanting to overly control a situation. So really holding on tight and not letting go. So for those of you who over here, I mentioned something about stubbornness and not being in your maturity. That's what connects with that. So if that's you, that's you. Okay, so Spirit, what are the past energies, please, for Aquarius and their situation here? So we also have, very interesting. So we have the 9 of Pentacles, and we have the 3 of Cups. Okay, let me grab one more. Let me shuffle one more time. Past energies, please, for Aquarius. Just flipped over. All right, we have a lot of Pentacles here. So for some of you, this might literally mean that you were really, in the past energies, you had such a focus on money and independence And for others of you, this might not be limited to money. It could have been having to do with some kind of friendships or some kind of a connection, right? Because we have the Three of Cups that's in the middle of all of those pentacles. So this could have been talking about some kind of a stable relationship or friendship or connection of some kind. Okay, so let's see what led us to this point. So let's see how it connects here. You were in the past energies, right? Not too, this is recent past kind of, right? You were putting a lot of work into something. So remember, this is pertaining to your specific situation. So for those of you who are resonating with over here, when I said you were holding on to something, whatever it was that you were holding on to is what you were putting a lot of work into. And at one point you were feeling very confident about that, and you were having joyous times with whoever was involved with this situation. So there was that. Okay, now without even knowing what happened here, based on the present energies, it's very clear that this didn't work out. Because look at the painful endings here. Look at how tired and the walking away, and then there's an opportunity for something new. So it kind of, you know, it stinks, because over here it's like, oh, it looks so promising, but that's not how it was ending up, right? So for those of you who were, you know, who went through this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Something took a turn here. You know, and that's, you know, it is painful, obviously, but I don't see that this was something that completely devastated you at the same time. I think that, yes, it was very difficult. Yes, you had to go through that painful ending, but you've been very resilient throughout this whole thing, throughout all of these battles and all of this war and all of this uphill. You've persisted, and you really made it through to the other side, to the point where here you're at the turning point. Okay, so whatever was going on in this situation, you weren't necessarily using your intuition about it, or you weren't following it, right? Because your intuition is always there, is what I should say. Your intuition's there, but for whatever reason you were kind of going against it. It could have been for any number of reasons, but yeah, you weren't listening to the intuition, that inner knowing, that inner feeling of something feeling right or not right. Okay. So let me what I'm going to look at now is I'm going to look at some energies going a little bit more into the future, so sort of more advice and messages from Spirit for you. All right. So Spirit, what other messages do we have for Aquarius? What are the messages and advice for Aquarius, please? Messages and advice for Aquarius, please. Messages and advice for Aquarius. Okay, so we did have quite a few that popped out. I'm not sure. Well, this one I think did pop out first, and then this. All right, interesting mix. So we have more pentacles here. A lot of you are very, very, very concerned about money, but if it is relating to relationships, we're talking about long-term stable relationships. So for some of you, it might be both, you know, but for others of you, in regards to the love aspect, you were really focusing on this serious kind of vibe to the relationship. So definitely not dating around, not anything like that. This is something that you were putting a lot of work into in terms of commitment. So you see this here? All right. Okay, so there is that feeling of loss still. There's that feeling of hardship and struggle getting through this. Some of you, literally like this card, feeling like you were left out in the cold with this connection. And again, if it does have to do with money in your situation, it's feeling very deprived and lack. You know, that feeling of lack. And really craving the stability and the, you know, the wealth and the abundance of this card here in regards to money. But in regards to a, let's see here. Okay, I feel like there's something coming towards you, Aquarius, something coming towards you fast. There's a lot of hesitation on your part, just sort of now taking a step back and saying, okay, let me rethink things here. But you have the answers. You have all of the answers. And you're looking out into the distance, like this dude here on the Two of Wands, and you're carefully plotting things, but you already know exactly what you have to do. I'm getting for a lot of you an energy of like that stubbornness. Okay, if not stubborn, if you're not, if that word isn't resonating with you, then something that's a little bit too overly logical and maybe even like rigid, black and white. Okay, so Spirit really, you know, the advice there would be to just be more fluid and open-minded and just really going with the flow, okay? Because that's what's going to help you here. Remember the High Priestess. Remember using your intuition. Your intuition is what actually saves you from making the wrong choices, because it's all about what we feel is right, not what we want and not what we think. It's all about what fits in that puzzle piece, okay? That's what's important. So I feel like there's movement here, okay? So there's movement in your situation. So this could be, I feel like you're moving away from something, and I do sense that something is moving towards you. So I feel like whatever is moving towards you is going to be more stable. So this, again, it could be something, so if it's something in your job, if it's something in relationship, something with money, there is more stability that's going to be coming in for you. Okay, and it's going to help because of all of the freaking, you know, stuff that you had to go through to get to that point. So let me get more messages for you, okay? Spirit, what else do we have for Aquarius? What other messages do we have for Aquarius? What other messages and advice do we have for Aquarians, please? Spirit, what else do we have for Aquarius? Oh my. All right, so we have the Page of Swords right next to the Knight of Swords. We have the Nine of Cups, and we have the Eight of Swords. And I'll pull up some written messages too. I'm feeling called to pull something from here. This is the Modern Tarot. Aquarius, please. What are the messages for Aquarius, please? Okay. I love when that happens. You know, Spirit is just so on point. You have another King of Pentacles. So whether this is a situation or literally a person, either way, there's stability moving into your life and abundance and safety, feelings of safety. All right, so let's take a look at what we got going on here. These are separate that I pulled. All right, so you have the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords right next to each other, and there's this little time frame in between. So remember I said that something is moving towards you. You have two pages, by the way. You have the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords. Okay, so there's definitely something going to be happening with like a new beginning or new information coming in. New information giving you some kind of clarity, as well as something that is going to give you preparation. Again, a feeling of safety. So I feel like you're going to get, I feel like something in your situation is gonna change, and it's gonna make it easier for you. So this might mean either someone's gonna help you with something and give you advice, or it might mean that someone might actually help you with, let's say, supporting you financially, or it might just be like a good friend. But something is gonna move towards you as well that will help to support you. You have again this energy of feeling stuck in regards to a way of thinking. So that's good that this card came up, because it is further advice to really keep being mindful of that, right? So being mindful of getting stuck because of the own past ways of thinking, okay? Because that is going to lead you to feel trapped. So if you're interested in getting away from feeling trapped, you have to, you see, on the bottom, there's that little pool of water that she's unable to see. Water is usually referring to some kind of inner knowing and intuition. I can't emphasize that enough for you guys, Aquarians. You have to be able to tap into your own intuition and inner knowing and to stop questioning everything else, because you have the answer. You have the answers. Look at this guy. He's literally holding the world, and he can see from this faraway point. Okay? So there's nothing to really even question at all. I know you probably, you know what it is? You probably have that habit of questioning yourself and doubting yourself, right? That's the habit. But now is the time to kind of have a new way of thinking about that. So what's nice is that on your further energies here, you do have these two abundant cards with the King of Pentacles, and this here we have the wish fulfillment card, right? So basically, but it's funny because it's right next to that trapped one, so it's definitely a conflict. Okay, so this is not going to be an easy task, Aquarius. This is something that you're going to have to put the work into. And I know that's probably not what you wanted to hear because you've already been so drained. But this time is different. This time is actually going to be easier in a sense that you have to do the opposite of what you did before, right? So if you tried way too hard before, if you were thinking too hard, if you were trying to force things into place, you essentially were pouring your energy into something that, like if it didn't belong there, you were depleting yourself. This time it's going to be easier because all you have to do now is you surrender all of that crap and just have faith, use the intuition, and look inward. It's actually very, it's a very simple path, and there's nothing to worry about anymore, okay? So that Spirit is really saying don't fall into that type of thinking again. So you will be fulfilled here. I feel like this is a very positive, these are both positive and abundant energies. A lot of yellows. This is the gold color and the blue. Okay, so let me get some of these messages here for you. I feel like I want to get... not sure if I should get one more, but let me see if I just pull out one more for Aquarius. Okay, that's good. So you're going to have balance, okay? I feel like you're going to need divine help for this. Nothing major, nothing dramatic, just pray. Pray, meditate, ask your spirit guides, because all of the spiritual information is trying to get to you. But you do have a tendency to block it off, okay? I'm not sure why. Some of you, it might be because of the black and white thinking. Maybe it's having a lot of skepticism. Maybe it's been a lot of putting up walls and not having that clear channel, okay? So you see this water again. And being able to just listen to that inner flow, that inner deeper knowing. I'm just taking a look at some of the numbers here. So you have the 2 here. You have the 7. Okay. So in regards to 9s, you do have the most 9s. You have 3. Yeah, you have 3 different 9s. And you have cards that are more towards the end of the journey. So you have an earlier card here, which is the 3, but that's already passed, and we already know how that ends. But yeah, most of your cards are towards the end of your journey, which is good because we're ending that cycle, right? Okay, so let's get some written messages for you. These are all very general, so we'll just see what pops up and how it pertains to your specific reading. Okay. So Spirit, what are the messages for Aquarius? What are the messages for Aquarius, please? It's too many. Spirit, what are the messages for Aquarius, please? What are the messages for Aquarius, please? for Aquarius? What are their messages and guidance and advice? Spirit, what are the messages for my Aquarius people? Aquarians. What's the advice for Aquarius, please? Alright, so the first one... Okay, we have... Alright. Love. Shredding. This is interesting. Correct lies. Alright, so that's Spirit's way of telling you to correct any of the stuff that didn't fit before. So it's not literally lies, but it's anything that's not genuine to your life, which is a form of a lie in a sense. I talked before about the puzzle piece. So if you're cramming a puzzle piece into a place it doesn't fit, that's a form of an untruth or a lie. Something that's not genuine to you and your spirit. So it's saying to correct that. Very loud and clear message to correct that. It has been saying that this whole time. So if that's the takeaway, that's the takeaway, because it has been saying it all over the place. It's what's preventing you from moving forward. It's what's preventing you from actualizing your gifts and all of the blessings that are meant to be in your path. Okay, so correct lies. Very interesting. So, Spirit, what are the messages for Aquarius, please? What are the messages for Aquarius, please? Okay. I got two more. All right. We have hope, and we also have come clean. Interesting. Okay, so when it says hope, I feel like it's actually telling you to have, for you, you're the one that needs the hope, but not as a whole, but just, I feel like it's telling you to have hope within your own strength, and just, yes, to have hope that this is going to be a reality, the wish fulfillment, so completion. To not lose hope in the journey because of how tired you've been. I think that only for a small portion of you, I feel like hope was a problem, and not having hope was a problem. I think for that others of you, this is just a friendly reminder to not lose hope, okay? Because I know how tired you feel, and I know how disappointed you feel, okay? And I that's painful, especially like obviously this over here. These are painful endings, these are painful transitions, but Spirit is saying to have hope, to keep hope, to not lose your way, to not lose hope, okay? Now this one's interesting, come clean. What I'm getting from that one, remember before I said the thing about divine help, getting that spiritual guidance? I feel that this is telling you to come clean to Spirit, to come clean to the divine. So you have some, you have some communication to do to get to that point where you bare your soul to Spirit, to whoever you pray to. It could be to your guides, to God, to saints, to the divine of any kind. You have to, when it says come clean, it's kind of like get it all out. Release these burdens. Release all of the baggage and all of everything you've been holding on to. Remember this over here? Anything that you've been holding on to, release that. Come clean and like that energy, cleanse yourself, bare your soul, cleanse it all out, cry it out if you have to. It just gives me this image of someone like getting to their knees and praying up into the air and just like letting it all out. Okay, so that I feel that that's what come clean is all about. So I'm going to grab one more for you. Use my left hand here. And forgive. Okay, I feel like you have to forgive the situation. This doesn't have to mean literally forgive another human being, but I feel like you have to forgive the situation in order to come past it, to move past it, okay? For some of you, it might mean that, yeah, you have to forgive yourself. I'm not sensing a ton of that here, but I do think that that's always an issue for most people. So forgive the situation, meaning to say, some of you are bitter, have been bitter because of it, all right? So we don't need that. We don't need that energy of it holding you back. and making you, you know, that basically stunts your growth, okay? And I think, so these are, see, these are the written messages. Now, let me try just one more card from this little tarot deck that I have. It doesn't have a name. Okay, so Spirit, just what's the final message for Aquarians? A final message for Aquarius, please. What is the final message for... Ooh. For Aquarius, please. Spirit, what is the final message for Aquarius? For Aquarius at this time. Aquarius. I'm going to split it for you. Left hand here. Okay. The Six of Wands. So Spirit is basically saying if you're able to do this and you're able to take this advice, you will have success. You will have a really high feeling, a feeling of triumph. So again, that feeling of wish fulfillment. But yes, your efforts will pay off. And that makes sense because you did have the two kings. Okay, so your efforts are definitely going to pay off. Anything that we do, it's all conditional upon our effort, you know. But the good news here, see, it was all talking about effort, putting that effort into something. But this time, if you do it in the right way, with this help, with Spirit's help, then you're going to find that success that you were initially looking for, okay? So that's really great. Okay, guys? So, Aquarius, that's what I have for you. Whenever, you know, you watch this video is when these messages were meant for you, okay? So, check back with me. I'm going to, you know, I do plenty of these readings. Please comment. Let me know what's going on with you. Share this with a fellow Aquarian if you know anybody who would benefit from these messages. And yeah, that's everything I have for you. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye.